Darkness swallowed the unfamiliar room as two men pulled a hood over his head. The floor was cold and hard beneath his knees, and through the door he could hear the muffled sounds of knocking and speaking. He counted 2, 3, 4 voices at least, followed by silence, a heavy stillness filled only by his breath. Aleister Crowley feared for his life. London's Euston Road was far from the safe, nurturing campus of Trinity College, farther from his Redhill, Surrey home, and farther still from the Swiss Alps, where training on the Schönbuhl Glacier resulted in his fateful meeting with the man who sent him into this ordeal. For Crowley, the chain of events leading to this situation was every bit as real and confining as the rope now wound about his waist. The sensation of the tightening restraints stilled the images of his life and snapped him to the present. When tumblers fell and hinges creaked, excitement replaced his fear. It began. "Child of Earth," commanded the man beside him, "arise and enter the path of darkness." Blindfolded and bound, Crowley staggered awkwardly to his feet, advancing but a step before the sensation of a sharp rap striking the floor in front of his feet froze him in place. A voice from the doorway replied, "Very honoured Hierophant, is it your pleasure that the candidate be admitted?" "It is," the Hierophant intoned solemnly from the room beyond. "Fratres, Stolistes, and Darducos, assist the Kayruks in the admission." The one blocking the doorway, evidently the Kayruks, addressed Crowley in a loud, clear voice. "Child of Earth, unpurified and unconsecrated, thou canst not enter our sacred hall." A wet finger reached under the hoodwink and traced a cross on his forehead as a new voice declared, "Child of Earth, I consecrate thee with water." Next, smoky incense, sweet and thick, wafted over his masked face. "Child of Earth," another announced, "I purify thee with fire." Once the officers, Stolistes and Darducos, finished these appointed tasks, an unknown hand pulled him forward and led him stumbling blindly through the room. Finally, he heard the voice of the Hierophant entreat him with grave authority. "Child of Earth, why dost thou request admission to this order?" Prompted by his guide, Crowley stammered, "My soul is wandering in darkness, seeking for the light of occult knowledge." "Thou wilt kneel on both knees. Give me your right hand, which I place on this sacred and sublime symbol." The Child of Earth heard several others step close, as the Hierophant guided his hand onto a wooden triangle on the table before him. "Place thy left hand in mine. Bow thy head. Repeat thy full name at length, and say after me."